Welcome back, runners. Thank you guys for tuning back into the video. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me on this beautiful Saturday. Well, at least beautiful Saturday here. I hope everybody had a great Independence Day. I hope everybody's staying safe. All those beautiful, wonderful things. If you like the video, please leave a comment. Please uh, like the video. If we have any new CDO drivers, new companies people need to be on the watch for, anything like that, please put it down in the comments below. I love reading those things, and I'm sure everybody else will like that information as well. Before I get into the sorry, my truck just cut off. Before I get into the topic that I'm going to talk about, I want to address a couple things. First of all, somebody left a comment on my video that said it's boring. Well, I'm sorry that it offended you. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I'm not hurt, but hey, it is what it is. Sorry my video bored you. Another comment, which I appreciated, is somebody said, get to the point. Now, he could have been taking a jab at me. Cool. But I do need to get to the point a little bit faster in my video, so I'm going to work on doing better with that. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of the video. However, I need to expand on something. So remember the last video I said something about Swift switching their contracts to 24 months? Well, somebody in the comments said it's still 12 months. And they just started, it's still 12 months. So you're still good there. If it is still 12 months, I would suggest you guys go ahead and get in there now before it goes to that 24 months. Like I said, there's a lot more freedom of movement when you got a 12-month contract. You can go either way. Like, people are in and out, in and out. But if I got to hold you for 24 months, the jobs are going to get a little bit more backlogged and a little bit more harder to get. And you just may be stuck in one line of business. If you want me to do a little bit deeper of a dive, please let me know down below, or down in the comment section below. I can reach out to one of the trainers, see if they got anything for it. So we could do that. So let's talk about this crash, right? That just happened. Killed a family of, family of 5 because of the grandpa. So it was the dad, the mom, the brother, the dad, the grandpa, and the daughter. She's survived. She's still hanging on. She ended up losing her leg in the accident. And it was from Hope Transport. The driver was from Hope Transport. He lost his, or excuse me, not lost his life. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with him, but he fell asleep at the road, or on the road, woke up, he hit these cars. So that brings up the question is, how many drivers are out here on the road overrunning their clocks? And how many companies are allowing them to overrun their clocks? Now, this company, Hope Transport, was basically fudging the numbers on these guys' 70-hour clocks. Now, back in the day, my dad was a trucker back in the day. It was kind of known, like, people would do it because it was on paper. So people would keep 2 sets of logs, and, they get pulled over, they give them 1 set and whatever, right? Now it's a lot harder. So the mega carriers, they got digital logs. So you can't fudge the numbers on that. You can find little workarounds, but it's not going to last long because it's all digital. With Swift, for example, with their Zonar, if I'm getting close to my 70, it's going to start sending me messages like, hey, you're getting close, you're getting close, you're getting close. If I run over my 70, now that clock, it's going to show on the bar, I'll be green, 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 green. The second I start going over, it turns red. And however long I'm over red, I'm going to end up getting in trouble for it. I'm going to have to, deal with that issue. It could be a write-up. They could fire me. So there's ways to, like, make sure you make it to your delivery on time. And I told you guys in the last video that make sure you plan ahead and pre-plan and stuff like that. Also, for you guys that are getting in the industry, going to the mega carriers, you guys also have to understand your bill of lading. So when you look at the BOLs, figure out the time that you pick up and the date that you have to drop off. If you're going to make it, if you can calculate and say that you're going to make it, cool, take it. If not, don't. For example, with these mega carriers, with Swift, Knight, for example, they use Zonar. I think some people are still using Qualcomm's. They're going to send you your route. They're going to send you basically like a notification. They're going to send you that notification, and they're going to say, hey, your next load that we have for you is picking up from San Diego, California, and on Monday, and you got to drop off in Sumner, Washington on Tuesday. Now, or Tuesday, let's say at 8 a.m. Your pickup is at 8 a.m. on Monday. Now, let's be realistic. You're not making it from San Diego, from basically the border up to Sumner, Washington in a day. From 8 in the morning to 8 in the morning. It's not going to happen, right? But when you don't look at your bills of lading, you might just say accept it because look at the miles. Like, look how many miles I can get. And then you end up running into an issue where it's like, damn, I'm not going to make it. How can I? Da, 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 da. Don't do that. If the dates don't match up, if you don't have enough time on your clock, and this is where understanding your 70-hour clock and all that stuff comes into play. If you don't have enough time, don't run that load. Hey, I'm not going to make it. Can we change the delivery time, or can I run it halfway and another driver can pick it up? That's where you and your driver leader, your dispatcher have to work together if you're in one of those companies where you can work with your dispatcher like that. If you're in one of these mom and pop companies that don't have that kind of like closer connection, then you're really going to have to talk to the owner or whoever to make sure that you're not running a load that you're not going to be in time for, right? Also, don't feel pressured. After watching the videos about this company, people were feeling pressured to make these deliveries. If you're ever forced dispatched and you don't have time, don't go. Your CDL is on the line, not theirs. So you end up in a situation like this guy did. He fell asleep at the wheel and just killed these people. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. Now, let's say he didn't kill anybody. Let's just say he screwed himself up, right? He flipped the truck, messed up all the cargo, messed the truck up. You still can lose your CDL. You just lost your livelihood. And people think driving this truck is easy. And to a point, it does get easier, but we have so much to think about. Traffic, weather, other cars, the truck, what is it doing? Am I having a maintenance issue? What am I going to do when I have a maintenance issue? Where am I going to pull off at? Where am I going to sleep? How much fuel do I need? Like, all these things are playing in our heads. It's not just I get in a truck and drive. There's things that go into that. So to back up a little bit. So if you ever get into a situation where you're being forced somewhere, don't take it. And if it keeps being repeated, leave that company completely. Don't get suckered in with the pay, and listen. Don't be afraid to start off at a starter company, because usually these mega carriers already have the framework in place. You go to one of these bigger carriers that have all this framework, you work there for a little while, then go to somewhere else where you can make a little bit more money, but you understand the rules and you understand your regulations and you understand your clock. These places, it's going to sound messed up, but these places is where you can make your mistakes. So not like life or death mistakes, but okay, you may have run over your clock. Okay, cool. We'll figure it out. We'll fix it. They understand that you're learning and they understand that you're new. But when you go to and also, actually, let me take a half-second step back. Make sure that these companies that you're going to are legit companies, because I just watched a video that said that this company had 4 or 5 different addresses. One was in a co-working space. Another one was in an apartment complex, and another one was in another apartment complex. They didn't have a actual like site where they went. So who were you talking to? Where do you go? Like, when something goes wrong, I need to talk to somebody face to face. I have yet to see the evidence, but the evidence I've seen so far, it's crappy. Make sure you look at these companies and make sure they're legit. Like, legit. Look up their their safer score, run their DOT number, whatever you got to do. Second thing I want to talk about is being fit. Now, being fit, looking at this guy that got out of the truck, this guy was kind of heavy set. He could have had sleep apnea. He probably didn't really eat a great meal the night before or whatever, and he was most likely running for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours nonstop. Make sure you're fit when you get in this truck. It is super, super easy to stop at a Denny's, stop at the Loves, the McDonald's and the Loves, or the Jack in the Box, or the Charlie's Chicken or whatever, and just eat all the bullshit because it's convenient. Make sure you're working out. Try to get 30 minutes of jogging in or walking in, some push-ups, some sit-ups, something to keep that blood flowing, because we can drive for 11 hours before we have to take a 10-hour rest. Most of us are going to drive almost all that 11 hours, right? You want to make sure that you are fit to stay awake. If you're sitting up there and you're falling asleep and you just woke up, there's a problem. Make sure you go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. Make sure everything's looking good, but at the bare minimum, make sure that you're at least exercising. Right after I get off of work now, I'm going to the gym and I hop in and out of the truck all day long. But that's still not enough, because even sometimes I feel a little tired. I have to pull over and take a nap on my lunch break. So you got to be healthy. So be healthy when you're driving. Pay attention to these companies. Make sure they're legit. Make sure that they're giving everything about them is legit. And make sure you know how to run your clock. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You already got your CDL. You already got your ticket. You need them, but they also need you more than anything, because they got to get that load moving. So if something don't feel right, say something. And I'm speaking more so to the people in the mom and pop companies, because everybody that I've talked to, that I've worked through with Swift and worked at with Knight, if they had an issue, oh, they said something. They called and said something. They spoke up and they got the issue fixed. They're not afraid. They're not scared. But if you're running with a company and it seems kind of shady, don't even go. You do not want to risk your CDL. So, with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna get out of here because I want to get off and get out of this uniform. I want to go to the gym. I got so many other things I got to do. So, with that being said, runners, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay blessed, stay loved, and stay safe out there.